So I came to Thailand about 15 years ago for a holiday, and I was in a transitional phase of my life looking for a bit of a beach change. It was either going to be at the Gold Coast or somewhere in Australia, and I fell in love with what's known as Layan Beach. And after deciding to stay here, I started to go on some private tours, and I discovered that they weren't what I was expecting. They were basically following the same route as all the group tours I went on. And the only difference was that it was just a boat with just us on it. So I saw what I thought was a gap in the market. What I was really looking at was yachts in Phuket are really expensive. And then the only other options seemed to be group tours. So I wanted to create something that was in the middle, something that wasn't a group tour, something that wasn't a yacht, but we provide kind of yacht-like service. So this kind of 5-star concept of service, and that's what created 5-Star Marine. Now, through this entire process, I managed to get married to a local girl. Her name's Lisa. She taught me a lot about the tourism business. In fact, her family's been in tourism here for 3 generations. And luckily enough, we had a son, Lucus. And everyone tells you that when you have a child, that your whole world changes. And those of us who have never had children before, I think you don't believe it. You sit there and go, nothing's going to change. Everything's the same as normal. But the very, very first time that I ever met Lucas, my whole world changed. Everything that I had planned for my life immediately was ripped up, thrown away, and started again. And from that day forward, I decided I really wanted to create a legacy for my son. Something that as he grew older, that he could have the choice of what he wanted to do with it. He could keep it, he could sell it, he could manage it, he could operate it, he could just be somebody who owned it. And that's why, we really put a huge investment behind 5-Star Marine in both time, energy, and money. And that's really, for us, it's been the driving thing for me at 5-Star Marine, is that I really, really wanted to create something for my family. I really wanted to create an experience here in Phuket that was all about worrying about the customer. When I went on private tours before, the captains were always worried about fuel. They were always worried about what time the boat needed to come back. They were always worried about what time they needed to be there for lunch. And, I wanted to just break out of these concepts here and say the only thing we ever worry about is the customer. Is the customer happy? Are they having an experience that they can remember? And are they going to come back and they're going to go home and tell everyone about this amazing 5-Star Marine experience they had? And that's exactly what I've been focusing on. We threw out the concept of how much fuel to use. We threw out the concept of following a plan, and we just said, turn up to the pier. Our guide will take you exactly where you want to go and recommend some places that maybe you've never heard of before, and design a tour like that. And that's exactly what the 5-Star Marine experience is. And we've managed to build this family business here. I don't know how many staff we are now, maybe almost 100 staff here. But we also managed to keep that family feel, because we really wanted to invest. And I think the most important part of a team is the team. That's the most important part of our company, is our team. And so we invest in them, we spend time with them, we train them, but not more than that, we care for them like they're our family. We have family dinners here, we have staff parties, we have training events, everything that's going on in our staff's lives we want to know about, so we can help them to go next level. My goal here in this business is not for me to be the leader of the business. I want to build leaders in my business, Thai leaders, male leaders, female leaders, and I want them to step up, and I want them to show them that there's a new way that you can run a business in Thailand that is customer-centric focused, that is all about experience. And that's what it is. It's like 5-Star Marine, we're not a tour company. Our tagline is experience the 5-Star Marine difference. And the reason is because we think that 5-Star Marine, it's all about the experience. You're on board with the guide, they're taking care of you, they're in the water with you, they're pointing out the coral to you, pointing out the fish to you, they're swimming fruit to you, whatever you want, whatever you need. We have things from honeymoons to proposals, to 50th wedding anniversaries, to 40th birthdays. We have post-wedding parties, you know, like, and that's it. We really want you to go back with this experience that you're never going to forget. That's what, to me, the goal of 5-Star Marine is. So when we were building 5-Star Marine, we were thinking about, like, what is it that we should call this entity, this company, this experience? And honestly, everyone asks me, you know, is there a big story behind it? Did you have, you know, an element behind it? And I'm like, no, it's just like over time, as we were thinking about what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it, it just naturally seemed that we wanted to make this big brand promise. We wanted to say to you, when you come with this company, everything we do is about servicing you and making this the best experience. And the only way to do that really was to make this big brand promise, which is 5-Star Marine. Like I say to my staff every day they wake up, I'm like, today you wake up as 5-Star Marine. That means everything that you do today, from the moment you wake up until the moment you go back to bed, needs to be reflective of the name. You know, we can't be late 10 minutes. You know, we can't forget to put something on the boat. We can't skip a stop. We can't miss lunch. You know, this is what 5-Star Marine is. Everything's got to be at that standard and at that level. Now, in hindsight, I think it was probably the worst decision I made in my life, because it puts this pressure on us every day to wake up and act in this way. But with that said, you know, like, the great thing is our customers are constantly feeding back to us that this is the perfect name for our company. In fact, some people are saying we should change it to 6 or 7-Star Marine, which is an amazing idea. I think on my end, I would probably prefer to change it to 4-Star Marine, because then I think some days I could probably wake up a little bit later or sleep in or miss an appointment. But, you know, that's not what we are. You know, like, there is this concept that in Thailand that maybe service is not as good, and sometimes maybe cars are late, maybe tours are not on time. And I'm like, my business is all designed behind not ever doing that. You know, if you're scheduled to be picked up at 8:30, the driver has to be there 8:15. You know, and even this morning I was texting customers at their drivers there, and they're texting me back. They go, wow, you're 45 minutes early. And I'm like, I would rather be early than be late. You know, and that's exactly what 5-Star service is all about. That's what 5-Star Marine is. It's all about, we want to be waiting for you, not you waiting for us. We want to be doing everything we can to make your experience exactly as you planned it. When Lucas was born, I think it was the very first night that we were in hospital, the nurse came to us and said to me, we'd like to move Lucas from the room back down to where the babies stay. And I looked at her in shock, as like, my world has changed. It's like, I can't imagine a day of my life without this boy. And so I said, no, like, I'll take care of Lucas. And the Thai nurse seemed shocked. She's like, oh, but your wife has just had a baby, you know, like, you sure she can do it? I'm like, I totally understand that my wife has been through a very big experience and she's recovering, but like, I can do this. I can take care of him. I've never done it before, but like, I felt this overwhelming sense of love for him. And that's, for me, that's when the whole world recentered. It was all about, how do I build something that is for him? And it just made so much sense to me that I'm building this company for him. You know, as he gets older, whether he keeps it or he sells it or he manages it, who knows? I don't have any set expectations, and I've said the same thing to him, like, you don't have to follow me. But what I wanted to do was to create the opportunity for him to have choice in his life, which was, if he chose to come and work at 5-Star Marine, then he could do it. If he chose to sell 5-Star Marine, then he could do it. If he chose to sell 5-Star Marine and use the money to go and do something else in his life, he could do it. And so it just makes sense that I centered this whole concept. Every single day I'm looking at my run sheet, I'm looking at my boats, and I'm reminded the reason why I'm building this company is because of him. You know, I just, what better way to remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing every day than to have the entire fleet named after him. Where's Lucas 1 today? Where's Lucas 5 today? Where's Lucas 11 today? What's Lucas 6 doing? And you know, it creates these conversations at home as well, where I'm talking to Lucas and I'm like, so how's your day? And he's like, oh, I just want to know, Dad, where was the Lucus 1 captain today? What did the Lucus 5 boat boy do today? Where did Lucus 11 go? And he comes down to the pier and he has a sense of pride in that this is his. And he knows it, you know, like when the boat goes to water, the first customer on the boat is him. You know, today he's out on the boat fishing, you know, like he knows that this is something that is his. You know, he's only 10. I'm sure he doesn't truly understand what that means right now. But I can imagine in 10 years' time that he's going to have a sense of pride of what we've been able to build and what he's able to step into. And, you know, it's just, naming the boats just reminds me on a daily basis, why is it that I'm doing what I'm doing? You know, what is the end goal? You know, I listen to a lot of business mentoring podcasts and they say, like, once you connect your passion and your purpose towards your financial goal, that everything becomes easy. And I think the same thing is like when I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and check a message or an email or prepare a boat or reply or whatever it is I need to do, I don't feel sad about it because I'm like, well, I'm waking up and I'm preparing that customer to go on to Lucus 6. And I'm like, well, that's a reminder, an everyday reminder of why I'm building this company. I think for us, like as a company, one of the core things that we like to think about is just how we build this sense of team and sense of pride and sense of responsibility within our team, you know, from our guides to our captains, to our engineers, to our mechanics, to our admin team, you know, like all of them, they realize that this company is different, you know, like we're different to other companies. And that sounds really weird and really arrogant by saying, are we better? I'm not saying we're better. I'm saying that we're different. And we're different in the essence of when you come here, you'll see our team, they'll be talking and playing and having fun. And if Lucas is on the pier, they're kicking the football with him, they're fishing with him. You know, I say to Lucas, like when he's having his birthdays, I say, so who do you want to invite to your birthday party? And his answer always is the crew. I want them to come. And so every year we do this big birthday party at the pier with food and toys and fun and whatever Lucas wants it to be. And, you know, like we've never forgotten that part of our company. As we went from one boat to what is now Lucus 15, the thing that has never changed is that this is a family business. This is centered around the concept of really caring for our staff, really caring for our customers, really caring for the experience that you have on board with us. You know, I built this entire company. It started with my wife, Lisa, would sell the tours. I would go on the boat and I would operate them. And not only that, if the boat broke down, I would fix it, I would fuel it, I built fuel lines, I painted boats. I've done everything from the ground up. And, you know, it's like, what's Lucas's path? It's the same. I said to him, you know, like, I think at 15, he can go and throw an anchor. At 18, he can learn to fix an engine. At 21, he can drive a boat. Like, that's the path for us. You know, I have this old school mentality of, you know, you got to work up the ladder. You got to, you know, and it's the same. Like, we get a new captain who wants to work with us tomorrow. That doesn't mean tomorrow they can drive a boat. Like, they have to start at the back again. They have to start throwing the anchor, work in the engineer job. After the engineer job, then we can become a captain, because we want them to learn that we do things different. Like, when a guide comes here, the very first thing that I ever say to them, I say, welcome to 5-Star Marine. Forget everything that you've ever been taught, and we're going to start again. Because what they're taught at other companies is you go stop A, stop B, stop C, stop D, and you do it at this time, this time, this time, and this time, and we'll see you back at the pier at 4 o'clock. For us, we've got to break that all apart and say, you can go wherever you like. Whatever it is you love about this backyard that is yours, that is your country, you know it better than anybody. Take people and see and show them what you want to show them, not what the brochure says. And I think that's the key. It's like when you travel to a new country, you shouldn't travel with this preconceived idea of where you want to go and what you want to do and who you want to see. You know, like the popular foods in the Western world for Thai is you're going to eat pad Thai, maybe you're going to eat tom yum. And I'm like, these are like the westernized versions of Thai food. Like, come and eat some som tam. You know, come and eat some local Phuket curries, you know, like really experience the culture of the location that you're going to. And that's why it's like, come to a boat. Don't come to the boat with an idea of, I want to go here, here, and here. Come to the boat and say, what is the best places to go in your experience? You've lived here your whole entire life. Take me to the places you love. What a better way to see Phuket than that?